Thank you, Dr. Obamidele. Thank you so much for the 3-month training we have undergone under your own tutelage. I must confess to you that this is one of the best courses I have ever attended in my life. I know I have attended some courses based on personal development, some based on the job role I am, but this one in particular is a kind of a well-packaged and tailored program that connects knowledge, information, and ideas that eventually bridge a gap between abundant resources and opportunities. And then this bridge also address some of our chronic problems or challenges in this country. This program, Certified Global Training Management, is beyond my job role. It's something that I see that is a personal development. Not only my own personal development, it's for my own community development as well. As myself, it's a kind of personal development because hardly I sit down with any exporter or prospective exporter without adding value to him, without looking for me to come for the next, without not letting me go. Because I speak his language. What is his language? Is export. Thank you, Dr. Bamidele. You taught me the language of export. I am not speaking the language of export. I have created to myself another kind of export tribe within me that we speak the same language. We always try to see and come together to see that. Now, from the banking perspective, banking has gone beyond transactional relationship. Banking must move or has moved to solution provisions. Transactional banking has been taken care by automation. Just as you said, most of these documentations and what have you, what transactional element of the trade is being automated. Now, what remains is how do we scatter or solve our customers, prospective customers, and existing customers issues and challenges as relate to export. And then, honestly speaking, I have learned a lot. And then, so also, I have seen where issues are, and then how solutions can be prospered to address such issues. To me, export is a specialized knowledge base. It's no longer a transactional thing that I used to look at it from. So you can see that by now, we know what are the risks associated with export. What are the issues? What are the challenges? As a banker, our job is advisory and then some sort of business intelligence. From the advisory perspective, you can see from all that you have taught us for these 3 months, we have talked about issues, talk about challenges. What are the requirements? How do you mitigate these issues? How do you get effects for your own import? How do you grow your own export businesses? What are the things that you need to have in order for you to go into the export business? All these are part or form part of our own discussions with our own customers. And then they feel at home. They are not having a transactional banking, but they have a formidable partner where their issues are being disposed and then can be addressed properly. And then where certain advice can be given to them in order to enhance their own businesses. So to the bank or to us in banking, we have seen a way where we can not only return and sustain our existing exports, but we are going to attract, not even attracting more from the prospective exporters. We have an opportunity for us to even create exporters within our own community. Just like what I was telling you, what is happening in my own community. You need to see the kind of passion and interest shown from my community in terms of export. Everybody now wants to diversify. And then, as I said, part of our own advisory is that you see, we are running, as I said from the beginning, most of our businesses are highly saturated locally, but are in high demand internationally. But what we need to do, or the lack of this basic knowledge in export, limit our potentials to go or to grow beyond our limit or to our full capacity as exporters. So with this, Bamili, I was registered my application. It's the time well spent, that 3 months. I hope I was even thinking that it would extend for another 2 months so that we can learn more. Everything about the program is so fantastic. It's so appreciated and impacting, not only to me as a city, even to my community. My community has felt the impact of this show. My bank also is, in fact, is gaining higher from this trading app, because I know the number of customers that are highly impressed, that always look forward to. Even this morning, I received nothing less than 3 calls from exporters on so many issues or challenges that they have that we're able to address them.
Are you a professional or a businessman? Do you desire to earn dollars, euros, or pounds? Have you totally taken your business to the world? Does it look like a daunting task? You desire to know what you need to do to get ready to go global? Do you know that there is a science behind making the product or service to go global in a successful and sustainable way? To learn more about it, get a copy of the book titled Built to Go Global. A scientifically proven, tested, and trusted template for building a successful and sustainable export business. To order, call 080 912 44449. Are you an account officer, relationship manager, or marketer in a bank? Are you struggling to meet your income and deposit targets? Are you on the verge of losing your job for non-performance? You desire a change for the better in your career? Then register for the Certified Global Trade Management Professionals from the American Institute of Extended Studies to acquire skills needed to solve import-export trade customers' problems and consequently attract the deposit and income of the transaction to your bank. Registration is currently ongoing. Call this number to register today. Are you?
My name is Victor A, and I just finished the Certified Global Trade Professionals training. Very rewarding. I work in one of the commercial banks in Nigeria. Frankly, I had struggled with trade transactions, but there was no running away from it. The focus right now in our bank is exports. 2 weeks ago, just 2 weeks to the end of the program, I got a call from an exporter in Borno that wants to do cassava chips, export cassava chips to Europe. If I hadn't taken this program, it would have been very difficult for me to onboard that customer and have a decent conversation with him about the transaction. the course prepared me in dealing with that customer's request, which is still ongoing. It's just the first step for me. I intend to take additional courses in trade, also with the African Continental Free Trade Area. It's an area where I've decided that I would like to specialize in. So yes, this is the foundation for me, and it's been very helpful. Thank you.
All right, good evening, everyone, and thank you very much for joining. We're starting another session today, and we're going to a state that's been ravaged with serious challenges for over a decade, and that is Borno State. Borno used to be a very, a state thriving so much in production and source of export of a number of products. I remember in 2000 and I think 8 or 9, I was talking to someone on sourcing sesame seed from Borno State, because that's what the state is capable of doing, among other things. But you know, with all that's happened right now, the state is really not as vibrant as it used to be, even though the governor is doing all he can to still bring the state back to where it should be. Remember the book Built to Go Global, basically telling you about why export business failed. If you have to get a copy, you can reach out to us to get your copy. If you want to have access to the video of the session we're having today, and also previous session of this program, I will strongly recommend you visit this YouTube channel. This YouTube channel is a very important YouTube channel. It has all the 52, 53 videos we did last year covering different African countries. Covering different African countries. That was done last year. So you get to see 1 hour session pretty much examining and reviewing different countries in Africa and giving you vital information that will help you to be able to set up a business in those areas, or at least get partners that you can do business with in those axes. Get partners you'll be able to do business with in those axes. Subscribe, like, share, and drop your comment. If you also want to get the link to this program every Thursday, you can easily visit our YouTube channel, our Telegram channel, and subscribe. I've just dropped the link to the Telegram channel for you. If you click on that link, it will take you to the Telegram channel. Join the channel so you can easily have access to the link to the Zoom program we do every Thursday by 5 p.m. So we've been to Abia, we've been to Adamawa, we've been to Akwa Ibom and Anambra. We're in Bauchi and Bayelsa 2 weeks ago. Last week we were in Benue State, food basket of the nation. And the governor is actually touted as one of the worst performing governors because the state is so richly blessed, but with so much debt, because the governor have really not been able to maximize the potential of that state, Benue State. So today we are moving on to Borno State.
Are you a professional or a businessman? Do you desire to earn dollars, euros, or pounds? Have you thought of taking your business to the world? Does it look like a daunting task? You desire to know what you need to do to get ready to go global? Do you know that there is a science behind making your product or service to go global in a successful and sustainable way? To learn more provides. Get a copy of the book titled Built to Go Global. A scientifically proven, tested, and trusted template for building a successful and sustainable export business. To order, call 080-912-44449.
So as usual, we have a preamble where we talked about why Borno State need to export. Then we go into peculiarities, talking about characteristics of the state, and then profile, talking about the income, unemployment, and debt profile of the state. Then the potential, looking at items that can be exported. Then the purchaser, looking at the market and the size, and the people that buy them, a proposal to the state, and we'll round off with how the state can profit from exportation. This is the logo of Borno State, and here is the map of Borno State. You can see the 3 senatorial districts in Borno State. You can see Chibok, where we had issued the last time, Chibok girls, that we talk about so much. Here you can see Maiduguri. You can see Maiduguri. You can see Bama. You know, some of these places are very common to us. We know a lot about them today, courtesy Boko Haram. If not for them, maybe we would not have even known some of these places exist. Only that we are not getting to know them for good things, but rather for the challenges the state is facing. But it might be interesting to know that in spite of the challenges, and this is why the government was commended in that state, I understand the state governor really is a very, very competent guy. I think he's a professor, Professor Zulum. He generated $8.2 billion in terms of revenue, in spite of the challenges. There are some states in Nigeria that doesn't have challenges like Borno State, but they can't boast of what Borno is generating, even with terrorist disturbance in the state. So why should this state export? The state can avoid overdependence of federal allocation through exportation. Exportation can help in boosting the GDP of the state. Exportation can help to create opportunity for SME to grow. Exportation in this state can help to decrease dependence of its businesses on the local market. Exportation can help the state to earn proceed and grow revenue. I mean direct proceed, not from tax or from export. And directly from the government. And I'll talk about that towards the end of this session today. It makes rural life become more lucrative and farming. The state can gain global relevance and market share in some products through exportation. Export makes the state home of creativity and innovation. Home of creativity and innovation. Then this state export can become catalyst for industrialization in the state. Export creates opportunity for job creation for youth. It helps the state to know the value of what it has as competitive advantage. Export can make the state to lead, for others to follow in terms of revenue. Export makes the state to be independent of the federal government. Export makes the business in the state to enjoy numerous incentives from the government. Export creates the opportunity to maximize the indigenes of the state abroad. And poverty eradication is made possible through export, because export can reduce poverty by increasing business potential and consequently job creation. You say can quick lead of state depending on wasting assets like oil, can revive the economy of the state, slow down rural urban migration. The government, the business enjoy tax-free from exportation, help integration of idle capacity of the state, the viability of the state are boosted, wealth creation for citizens of the state. Export can also help to extract potential of the state, potential product of the state. The competition can help the state to yearn for more improvement, and the state can also zero in an area of strength, because area of strength that export has revealed. What do you see in Borno today? Do you see only challenge of Boko Haram? And I'm not denying that challenge. But it might interest you to know that in spite of the challenges in that state, people are still doing business in that state. And I'll show you the data shortly. What do you see in this state? Do you see unemployment? Of course, there are unemployment. But is that the only thing you see? Do you see poverty? Of course, there are poverty. But is that the only thing you see? Do you see frustration? Of course, there are frustration. This is our reality as a country. This is our reality as a country. There are frustration. But you can choose to see opportunities in farming, opportunities in mining, and opportunities in the population of this state. So there are opportunities in the state in spite of the challenges. In spite of the challenges. Before we go into the peculiarities of the state, let's go on a short break.
My name is Victor A. and I just finished the Certified Global Trade Professionals training. Very rewarding. I work in one of the commercial banks in Nigeria. Frankly, I had struggled with trade transactions, but there was no running away from it. The focus right now in our bank is exports. 2 weeks ago, just 2 weeks to the end of the program, I got a call from an exporter in Borno that wants to do cassava chips, export cassava chips to Europe. If I hadn't taken this program, it would have been very difficult for me to onboard that customer and have a decent conversation with him about the transaction. The course prepared me in dealing with that customer's request, which is still ongoing. It's just the first step for me. I intend to take additional courses in trade, also with the African Continental Free Trade Area. It's an area where I've decided that I would like to specialize in. So yes, this is the foundation for me. It's been very helpful. Thank you.
All right. What are the peculiarities of this state? Borno State was created in February 1976 by Murtala Mohammed out of the northeastern state. Until August 1991, it contained what is now called Yobe. Its capital is Maiduguri. So Yobe also was carved out of Borno State. Located in the northeastern corner of Nigeria, occupies 70,898 square kilometers, occupies the larger part of Chad Basin, share border with Niger, Chad to the northeast, and Cameroon to the east. Within Nigeria, Borno State share boundary with Adamawa in the south, Gombe in the west, and Yobe in the northwest. Borno State derived its name from the ancient Borno Empire. The state is dominated by Kanuri ethnic group and is an example of endurance of traditional political institution in some area of Africa. They are the emir of the former Kane Borno Empire, have played a part in politics in this area for nearly 1,000 years. Borno State is pluralistic in ethnic composition, rich in diverse historical and cultural heritage, date back for over 1,000 years. Border Cameroon, Chad. Nicknamed Borno is the home of peace and the opportunities in agri, manufacturing, real estate, healthcare, tourism, energy, and mining. The state capital is Maiduguri. It has 27 local government. Population is about 6.27 million people. The vegetation is tropical savanna. Major agri products is millet, sorghum, maize, cowpea, rice, wheat, cassava, cocoyam, gum arabic, livestock, tamarind, mango, orange, tomatoes, onion, cabbage, lettuce, spinach, granite. Solid minerals include feldspar, limestone, kaolin, potash, iron ore, salt, quartz, silica, gypsum, mica, uranium, graphite, and it has 3 agricultural zones. Looking deeper into this state, you will notice something. This state has IGR of 8.2 billion, but the budget is 146.8, relying so much on federal allocation and of course on loans. Second largest state in Nigeria after Niger State. Strategic location: groundnut, sesame seed, rice, maize, wheat are major products. The state is dedicated to gum Arabic belt and of course with a lot of minerals. Unemployment in this state, with a working population of 1.873 million, those working for less than, not in labor force, 812, people in labor force, 1,061,061, but out of that, only 350 or 349,000 people are gainfully employed. The unemployment and underemployment rate of this state is actually over 60%. Borno State have per capita GDP of 1,214. This state produce a lot of products: sorghum, granules, maize, beans, rice, soya beans, cotton, and all these are done within the West Africa, bringing it from West Africa and also taken out of Borno to other West African countries and to to Nigeria rather. Let's go into the profile of this state. This state, as of 2020, IGR was 11.5 billion. Federal allocation 63.22 billion. Debt profile, $89 billion in debt. Foreign debt, $20 million. This state cannot survive without federal allocation, like many other states in Nigeria. this state cannot survive without federal allocation. And I say, like many other states in Nigeria. So it's not just peculiar to this state, but like many other states in Nigeria, IGR is 15%. And federal allocation is 84%. The state not doing badly in capital expenditure, being almost 40%. According to budget reports, Borno State Home of Peace barely enjoy peace. In the last decade. In 2020, it faced double tragedy, fiscal shock because in additional funding and COVID pandemic. Nevertheless, its IGR demonstrated resilience. However, given the state population and infrastructural need, what the state is investing or is generating rather is still very small. Still very, very small. Borno IGR per capita is 1,725 compared to average in Nigeria of 4,000 for 30 states. This is very low. And like I said, maybe we can understand for this state that has been, just like Budget said, even though it's styled home of peace, but I mean, anyone in Nigeria in the last 10 years know that that state have really not known peace. Have really not known peace. Borno State 25-year development framework and 10-year strategic transformation plan may be implemented in a slower pace if the annual growth rate of the capital expenditure is not increased in the state. We note, however, although the state total revenue of 19.5 billion is still small to meet its national need, it was still the largest recorded among all the northern states in the eastern region. The state, even though it's ravaged with these challenges, is still among the highest in the north. Northeast in particular, meaning that some states are actually worse off. Of course, that's the tragedy of our country. We noted, however, the state capital expenditure of 39.21 billion account for 40.24% of the 97.44 billion total expenditure recording during the fiscal year under review, making it one of the 31 states that prioritize operating expenses over investment in capital infrastructure. 40.8 billion from the state capital expenditure was devoted to COVID-19 projects. With a total debt burden of almost 100 billion, Borno is the 26th most indebted state in Nigeria. Total debt per capita is about 14,000 naira. This is less than the average debt per capita of 27,316 in the country. The state external debt component stands at 20.81, up by 21.6, making the second smallest external debt size in the country, by extension, one of the least exposed to risk of exchange rate volatility. One of the least exposed to risk of exchange rate volatility. We'll go on a short break. When we come back, we'll discuss the potential of this state in spite of the challenges of Borno State.
My name is Victor A, and I just finished the Certified Global Trade Professionals training. Very rewarding. I work in one of the commercial banks in Nigeria. Frankly, I had struggled with trade transactions, but there was no running away from it. The focus right now in our bank is exports. 2 weeks ago, just 2 weeks to the end of the program, I got a call from an exporter in Borno that wants to do cassava chips, export cassava chips to Europe. If I hadn't taken this program, it would have been very difficult for me to onboard that customer and have a decent conversation with him about the transaction. The course prepared me in dealing with that customer's request, which is still ongoing. It's just the first step for me. I intend to take additional courses in trade, also with the African Continental Free Trade Area. It's an area where I've decided that I would like to specialize in. So yes, this is the foundation for me, and it's been very helpful. Thank you.
All right, what's the potential of the state? What's the potential? The economy of Borno is largely agrarian, with livestock, husbandry, crop production, and fishing on Lake Chad dominating the economic activity of the state. The agric is mainly subsistent, with over 70% of our population depending on it directly or indirectly for their livelihood. It provides the bulk of employment, income, food, clothing for the rapidly growing population, as well as supplying raw materials for agro-based industry. In Borno, agriculture contributes up to 65% of the state GDP. Major cash crops are cotton, sesame, groundnut. White food crop include maize, yam, cassava, sorghum, cowpea, millet, sweet potato, and rice. Cattle and other livestock also have enormous value chain growth opportunity. The recent insecurity that was hit Borno food production, which contribute to 5.69% of the food need of the state. Virtually 94% of the food consumed in Borno are imported either from in form of credit or gift from government, NGOs, civil society, and World Food Program. The business of agricultural production, also known as agribusiness, is the production of crops, and present transportation, distribution, and all these economic activities that define the term agribusiness. So Borno State is bestowed with the climate that is comparatively subservient to agricultural production. A variety of food and cash crops are grown in the state, from legumes to fruits, to vegetables, to tree crop, to livestock. You know, just imagine how blessed a state like Borno is. And then imagine again the challenge this state has faced. Financial business can increase the added value of raw materials and strengthen local rural economy, food security and nutrition, and improving the quality of life in many homes at risk for exclusion of vulnerability. So from this state, you see sorghum, millet, cowpea, and the percentage of the land used, rice, groundnut, tomato, cotton, soya beans. Just one state in the country. Can we see the potential of this product that are produced in Borno State. Who are those buying? Number one, you can see corn, $36.3 billion market in the world. If you focus on Africa alone, you see a market of 3.73 billion for corn. A product manufactured, cultivated in this state, with a huge demand in Europe, in Asia, in North America, in Africa, and of course, in South America. $3.73 billion market in Africa alone, $36.3 billion for corn market in the world. How about rice? 24.7, with huge demand in, like half of the demand coming from Asia alone, Iran, China, Saudi Arabia. Then Africa itself, taking up about 25%. Then you have North America, Europe, and South America. Look at the 6 billion market in Africa for rice. Cote d'Ivoire, Benin, South Africa, Ghana, Egypt, Mozambique. You and I know that Benin does not have population to support Benin being among the top importer of rice in the world, importing 3.08% of world import and 12% of African import. Of course, those products escape into the Nigerian market through different routes. Wheat, another very important product, $44.1 billion market. Wheat, a good chunk going to Egypt, Algeria. So it's to see that Egypt, Algeria, and Morocco are a major market for wheat. Apart from the Asian, Turkey, Indonesia, Japan, Saudi Arabia, and the like, then Brazil, Peru, Italy, Mexico, but in Africa alone, 12.5, almost 30% of world consumption of wheat, which is why there's a big challenge right now with wheat-related products, with price going up because of the fight or war between Ukraine and Russia. $12.5 billion in Africa alone. Then granite, $3.19 billion, China, Indonesia, Netherlands, Germany, Russia, Mexico, Canada, United Kingdom, Spain, but 171 million demand in Africa. So demand for granite in Africa is low. The last one is citrus, fruits, citrus fruits, orange, 14.2 billion. 14.2 billion. Germany, Netherlands, France, Russia, China, United States, Canada, and in Africa, South Africa, that's about 100 million. So the demand for citrus in Africa is very, very low. So we'll go on a short break. When we come back, then I'll be talking about my proposal to Borno State, and then how Borno State can profit from directly exporting this product itself.
My name is Victor, and I just finished the Certified Global Trade Professionals training. Very rewarding. I work in one of the commercial banks in Nigeria. Frankly, I had struggled with trade transactions, but there was no running away from it. The focus right now in our bank is exports. 2 weeks ago, just 2 weeks to the end of the program, I got a call from an exporter in Borno that wants to do cassava chips, export cassava chips to Europe. If I hadn't taken this program, it would have been very difficult for me to onboard that customer and have a decent conversation with him about the transaction. The course prepared me in dealing with that customer's request, which is still ongoing. It's just the first step for me. I intend to take additional courses in trade, also with the African Continental Free Trade Area. It's an area where I've decided that I would like to specialize in. So yes, this is the foundation for me, but it's been very helpful. Thank you.
All right. So here are my proposal. You know, I say this every week, and I'll talk about it again regarding Borno State. Thank God for the governor, for the resilience of the people of the state. And in spite of the challenges, the people are still doing business in the state. If SME are left alone to do primary production, harvesting and transport, primary processing and storage, secondary processing and packaging, marketing and sales, logistics and export and distribution, it will be an inefficient value chain operation. The value chain will have low processing capacity and low output. Few jobs will be created, low quality and packaging, high cost of production, and of course, non-competitive products. Because they will not be able to produce in an efficient manner. They are small. They are small. So what's my recommendation for the Borno State government? Here's my recommendation. That the Borno State government can leverage with the NGOs that are supporting them now to be able to build a shared processing facility for one of the major products in the state that can become a place where after production and harvesting by SMEs, SME 2 can buy from SME 1 and then take it to this factory for primary processing and storage, then secondary processing and packaging. Now, so that means this factory, that means as an SME, I don't have to worry about NAFDAC. I don't have to worry about packaging. I just need to give them my packaging design, give them my raw materials, and they will process and package for me. By the time I'm back in a week or two, I'm ready to pick up and I'm going to pay per unit. Then as an SME 2, I can focus on marketing and sales, logistics, export, and distribution of my product in the export market. This creates efficient value chain operators, high processing capacity and high output, good quality and packaging, low cost of production and competitive product in the export market, increased job creation, decrease inequality, and decrease insecurity. Decrease inequality and decrease insecurity. Of course, when there is job, idle hands is devil's workshop. When there is job, we won't be having the issue we're currently having in the state. Now, in order to be able to export the product in your state, in Borno State, you want it to go into Africa, Europe, and America, partner with representative at destination, set up warehouse at destination, set up entity in form of agent and distributor at destination, partner with independent agent and distributor at destination, organize and sponsor manufacturers for exhibition in the export market. Before we close, I will talk about how this will work. The state, now, sorry, 1 minute. Now, the proposal of how the state can make money directly. How the state can make money directly. Look at this chart. This is sesame seed. You remember the state has a large arable land, 2.8 million hectares of land. Let's assume half of that is being cultivated for sesame seed. The agronomist told us 1 metric tons per hectare yield. That means we can get 1.4 million metric tons. at the rate of $1,075 per ton, the state can generate $1.5 billion only from sesame seed. Even if the state cannot cultivate most part of the state because of Boko Haram, at least the secure area, the state can still generate some hundreds of millions. Because what the state needs, the budget of the state is just about less than $150 billion. So that means with $100 million, this state already have 60 billion naira. Because with $10 billion and naira, with $1 million, the state have 600 million. With 10, that's 6 billion. With 100, that's 60 billion. With 200, the state have more than enough to be able to take care of its activities. If you add the cost of farming with the cost of export, the farmer's profit, coming to about 237 billion, the state is already generating over 600 billion. If you net this off, the state can still have up to 386 billion. Remember the IGR of this state and all the allocation of this state. As of 2020, 11.58 internal generated revenue. But the budget is actually in 2022, is 267. I like the way the state budget in Nigeria. So 267 billion. But how will this work for the state? The state set up a special purpose vehicle and they have an agreed ratio for sharing proceeds. The state provide funds while the SPV provide expertise. The SPV form the farmer in the state into cooperative across the state. The SPV issue purchase order to farmers backed by a guarantee to go and train them, give them input and support to farm sesame seed. The SPV provide collection centers for the harvest, collect the products, clean them, process them, package them for export. Source for buyer for this product, do documentation and shipment, present document to the buyer's bank for payment, receive payment, pay all the stakeholders, the farmers, and share the profit with the state government, who is expected to have a lion's share of this arrangement. The impact of the suggested model for state government goes beyond the generation of revenue via export. That's humongous impact on employment generation, increased economic activity in the state. This, in my opinion, is a more effective and efficient and enduring model for diversifying the economy of the state in Nigeria. This model can be replicated by federal government at the federal level, especially for the exportation of solid minerals. Before we close, we go on a short break.
My name is Victor, and I just finished the Certified Global Trade Professionals training. Very rewarding. I work in one of the commercial banks in Nigeria. Frankly, I had struggled with trade transactions, but there was no running away from it. The focus right now in our bank is exports. 2 weeks ago, just 2 weeks to the end of the program, I got a call from an exporter in Borno that wants to do cassava chips, export cassava chips to Europe. If I hadn't taken this program, it would have been very difficult for me to onboard that customer and have a decent conversation with him about the transaction. The course prepared me in dealing with that customer's request, which is still ongoing. It's just the first step for me. I intend to take additional courses in trade, also with the African Continental Free Trade Area. It's an area where I've decided that I would like to specialize in. So yes, this is the foundation for me. It's been very helpful. Thank you.
All right. Next week, we are going to be discussing Cross River State. Now, that state is very peculiar to me. Very peculiar because the state is doing a number of things that are right in a way, but the way they are going about it, I have issue with it personally. I feel it's not being laid on a foundation that will create sustainability, and I'll be discussing a lot about that during the session next week.
Are you a professional or a businessman? Do you desire to earn dollars, euros, or pounds? Have you told what it takes for your business to do work? Does it look like a daunting task? You deserve to know what you need to do to get ready to go global. Do you know that there is a science behind making your product or service to go global in a successful and sustainable manner? To learn more about it, get a copy of the book titled Built to Go Global. A scientifically proven, tested, and trusted template for building a successful and sustainable export business. To order, call 080-912-44449.
If you are yet to get the book Built to Go Global, grab your copy. If you are also looking to get a copy, this video to watch it again, just visit our YouTube channel. Feel free to visit our YouTube channel, like, share, and also remember to drop your comment. Like, share, and also remember to drop your comment. If you also want to get a link to this program every week, please remember to join our Telegram channel.
Are you an account officer, relationship manager, or marketer in a bank? Are you struggling to meet your income and deposit targets? Are you on the verge of losing your job for non-performance? You desire a change for the better in your career? Then register for the Certified Global Trade Management Professionals from the American Institute of Extended Studies to acquire skills needed to solve import-export trade customers' problems and consequently attract the deposit and income of the transaction to your bank. Registration is currently ongoing. Call this number to register today.
Thank you, Dr. Obamidele. Thank you so much for the 3-month training you have undergone under your own tutelage. I must confess to you that this is one of the best courses I have ever attended in my life. I know I have attended some courses based on personal development, some based on the job role I am, but this one in particular is a kind of a well-packaged and tailored program that connects knowledge, information, and ideas that eventually bridge a gap between abundant resources and opportunities. And then this bridge also address some of our chronic problems or challenges in this country. This program, Certified Global Training Management, is beyond my job role. It's something that I see that is for personal development. Not only my own personal development, it's for my own community development as well. As myself, it's a kind of personal development. Because hardly I sit down with any exporter or prospective exporter without adding value to you, without looking for me to come for the next time, without not letting me go. Because I speak his language. What is his language? Is export. Thank you, Dr. Bamidele. You taught me the language of export. I am not speaking the language of export. I have created to myself another kind of export tribe within me that we speak the same language. We always try to see and come together to see that. Now, from the banking perspective, banking has gone beyond transactional relationship. Banking has moved to solution provisions. Transactional banking has been taken care by automation. Just as we said, most of these documentations and what have you, or transactional element of the trade is being automated. Now, what remains is how do we scatter or solve with our customers, prospective customers, and existing customers, issues and challenges as relate to export. And then, honestly speaking, I have learned a lot. And then, so also, I have seen where issues are, and then how solutions can be prospered to address such issues. To me, export is a specialized knowledge base. It's no longer a transactional thing that I used to look at it from. So you can see that by now, we know what are the risks associated with export. What are the issues? What are the challenges? As a banker, our job is advisory and then some sort of business intelligence. From the advisory perspective, you can see from all that you have taught us for these 3 months, we have talked about issues, talk about challenges. What are the requirements? How do you mitigate these issues? How do you get FX for your own import? How do you grow your own export businesses? What are the things that you need to have in order for you to go into the export business? All these are form part of our own discussions with our own customers. And then they feel at home. They are not having a transactional banking, but they have a formidable pattern where their issues are being disposed and then can be addressed properly. And then where certain advice can be given to them in order to enhance their own businesses. So, to the bank or to us in banking, we have seen a way where we can not only retain and sustain our existing exporters, but we are going to attract, not even attract more from the prospective exporters. We have an opportunity for us to even create exporters within our own community, just like what I was telling you, what is happening in my own community. You need to see the kind of passion and interest shown from my community in terms of export. Everybody now wants to diversify. And then, as I said, part of our own advisory is that, you see, we are running, as I said from the beginning, most of our businesses are highly saturated locally, but are in high demand internationally. But what we need to do, or the lack of this basic knowledge in export, limits our potentials to go or to grow beyond our limit or to our full capacity as exporters. So with this, Bambi, I must register my appreciation. It's the time well spent, that 3 months. I hope I was even thinking that it was going to extend for another 2 months so that we can learn everything about the program is so fantastic. It's so appreciated and impact, not only to me as a city, even to my community. My community has felt the impact of this show. My bank also is impact is gaining higher from this trading because I know the number of customers that are highly impressed, that always look forward to Even this morning, I received nothing less than 3 calls from exporters on so many issues or challenges that they have that we are able to address them.
Thank you very much. See you next week. Have a wonderful weekend and bye-bye.